Und damit ein herzliches Willkommen und Hallo zu dem höchstwahrscheinlich Finale des 5. Lostbelt Olympus. Beim letzten Mal haben wir noch den finalen Stolperstein, die finale Prüfung, wie man es auch immer sagen will. Canis, das Vöglein, hier bezwungen. Und dadurch sieht es nun aus, als würde hier alles zusammenzubrechen. Die Götter sind tot, der Foreign God wurde zumindest kurzzeitig zurückgeschlagen und selbst das Chaos konnte nicht in diese Welt einbrechen. Ein emotionaler, actiongeladenes Kapitel geht hier zu einem Ende. Und ich würde sagen, es heißt nun Abschied nehmen in Sektion 27. The Journey Continues. Adele, Macarius als auch Europa haben sich beim letzten Mal ja nochmal geopfert, um uns hier loszuschicken. Und nun sehen wir den Untergang der Welt, die 1000 Jahre überlebt hat. Genau, das war nämlich nochmal eine Frage. Das habe ich beim letzten Mal schon mal gefragt, was mit den üblichen Krypten ist. Kadoc und Pepe. Yes, I can't just keep gazing at the sky forever. Now that it looks like the tree of emptiness is gone, it's only a matter of time before Olympus disappears. I suppose I should be glad that this whole frontier area didn't fall apart the moment Zeus died. Alrighty, I'd better get a move on before the ground here starts to collapse. At least I don't have to wonder where to go next. While I do wish I could be with Daybit in South America, there's something I still have to take care of first. I'm not usually one for revenge. But I'll make an exception for you, Beryl Gut. Naja, also, bei aller Liebe zu ihm und wahrscheinlich Kadoc, den wir irgendwo noch blutend halb tot sehen werden, muss ich sagen, ich meine, ihr habt Kirishima auch betrogen. Ihr habt sie zwar dann abgestochen, aber ihr habt sie auch betrogen. Screams, shrieks, groans. Despair, misery, fury. This is what should have been heard all across Olympus. The supposed utopia of the gods. I was so looking forward to basking in them, to feeling joy and sorrow with my entire being as I laughed at the humans collapsing into tears. I was so all sad to the point in laugh and mocked these humans as they succumbed to despair. But I never expected to encounter someone who could use Ronjitsu in such a manner. Ooh! Hehehe. I can feel my entrails waking up from the slumber. It's been a long time indeed since I last made use of my true body. Oh, Limbo. I must admit, I'm not most vexed with myself. Ah ne, mach mal seine stille Stimme. I never imagined one could break my life extension that way. But no. Never mind that for now. Yes, right now. I believe a moment of silence for the mechanic god who flew here from a distant realm is in order. Imagine to think that of the gods' pets would come like this. The gods must be proud indeed, knowing they kept their pets around for 10,000 years for this. What a truly dreadful thought, Academia. Art, that those so-called legends amount to anything whatsoever. They gave their pets eternal life and even limited their value. And in the end, they were done in by roach they utterly failed to control. Two specimens of humanity left over from the Olympia Magia who went and betrayed their keepers. And now the Chaldea and company have had their way with them, not a trace remains. What else could a young call but glorious farce? I come not to bury the gods, but to praise them. Rest assured, this alter ego will never forget these World One's final moment, nor their death throes. Indeed? Now that I've witnessed this beautiful sight, I can scarcely restrain myself any longer. Yes, next time, I, Asya Doman, shall entertain the god-slaying master in my true domain. The bowels of hell itself. Und damit haben wir zum ersten Mal nun offiziell, bevor der Maxi C mal seinen Namen gesagt hat, nun auch seinen wirklichen Namen gehört. Asya Doman, the Caster of Limbo. Und das wird uns übrigens hier noch so ganz nebenbei in Lostbelt 5.5 überbringen. CSA System all green. Magic reactors are operating in parallel. Hull damage minimal. In that case, there won't be any need for us to rush dive. We'll be able to begin standard run before this Lostbelt disappears. Miniru, would you mind giving me a hand? You got it, Captain. No, wait, forget just giving you a hand. You only just got back on your feet, so you should still be taking it easy for a while. Just sit back and let me handle the thing for now. So does a seashell. Now go to take a seat in the co-pilot chair, and don't forget your seatbelt. Roget, solid as a seashell? Dimension-piercing battleship Stormborder, preparing for deployment, setting a return course to the wandering sea. All hands, I do my best to keep the ship steady, but stay alert just in case. You know, now that I think about it, we've really got our work cut for us, don't we? Getting through Atlantis and Olympus was a huge ordeal. Unfortunately, the Atlantic Lostbelt tree of emptiness is technically gone now. But its branches covering Earth's stratospheres haven't gone anywhere. The foreign god made 10%. And if that wasn't bad enough, she manifests with the spirit origin of Beast 7, one of the evils of humanity. At one point, the foreign god was one step away from wiping out of all Olympus and taking you guys with it. But a massive burst of magic energy fired at her from the palace put a stop to that. That seems to have done some damage to her, from the looks of it. Shinji responded by pulling in two of the alter egos Rasputin, Senji Muramasa and disappearing. Ah stimmt, keine Ahnung, was mit denen eigentlich geworden ist. At the moment, not even the border sensors can determine where they might have gone. Just as well. Really, seeing how we wouldn't have a snowball stance in hell if she tried to attack us now. Anyway, the big problem is now that I forgot God's name and what she looked like. Olga Marie Amnosphere. Also, die Chefin von Marisbury Amnosphere, die Tochter von, Chefin, die Tochter vom ehemaligen Chef von Chaldea und ja, Chefin war sie ja teilweise hier von Chaldea, hat uns ja die erste Mission begleitet, die er dann zu einem Massaker geendet hat, bis dann Leaf Laner sie eingesperrt hat und im Endeffekt getötet hat. Also, wir wurden eben eingesperrt, ja klar, in der Singularität Fuyuki, und dann wurde sie ja irgendwie weggesogen. Und die Frage ist, wir dachten ja damals, ist sie gestorben, einfach als sie mit dem Gral mehr oder weniger in Kontakt gekommen ist und mit der Magie. Doch wie es aussieht, steckt da mehr dahinter. You Olga Marie. Aber wieso hat sie diese Form hergenommen? Yes, I recognized the threat from the database. That was definitely Olga Marie Amnosphere. But how? She was killed right after the bombing at Chaldea that began at the installation of humanity. Wonder what is going on here. Don't tell me this means Chaldea was behind everything after all. Did a remaker once in a lifetime bet on an organization that's trying to wipe out all of humanity? We're not sure about that either. Was that really Director Olga Marie? A fair question given both views and her reaction. It seems safe to say there are strong similarities. But there were also too many clear differences to say they are the same person. First, we know that the foreign god manifests in the spitting image of Olga Marie, and that she has claimed the former director's name as her own. Second, her spirit origin was far from human. She's neither a heroic spirit nor servant. The foreign god manifested as a beast. Third, she did not know who you were, and she also seemed unfamiliar with Earth culture and language. Taking all that into account, it would seem Beast 7 shares many similarities with Beast 1, Goevia. And the way she manifested using King Solomon's body. Then the foreign god is using Olga Marie Amnosphere's body the same way? The body of the daughter of the Amnosphere family, which was formerly among the lords of the Clock Tower. This is a disaster, a highly talented mage body being used as a vessel. Then, if it happened to be that means the foreign god would have looked at... Nein, Goldolf, da musst du dir keine Sorgen machen, dass wenn nie was passiert. Puh. Calm down, Goldolf. I do understand the terror of the unknown. But remember, we do know a great deal about what sort of person Olga Marie Amnosphere was. While we may not yet know what it is, we can assume there's a reason why the foreign god chose to resemble her. Fortunately, all the Amnosphere data was also brought along to Chaldea base. So I start going over it once we've returned to the wandering sea. Have no doubt we'll find some manner of clue in there that will help us lead to the truth. I see. So you're certainly taking all the stride of Administrative Advisor. Actually, I just had a thought. According to the report just received, it looks like one effect of yours being struck by Zeus lightning was a reduction in brain power. So, how are you doing now? Are you back to your old self yet, or are you still something of a moron? Moron? Not to worry, Goredofl. My brain power has very nearly fully recovered. Though I will say, seeing what it's like to voice and act up in my thoughts immediately has been a most novel and informative experience. Never mind that now, Holmes. You've been pushing yourself way too hard for way too long. That's right. I know all about how you've been using your noble phantasm this whole time to come up with your ways out of all the gems you guys kept finding yourselves in. I know we've got stuff to talk about, but it can wait until after you've gotten your ass into the recovery pod. That goes for talking to Kadoc in the infirmary too. It can all wait until everyone's recovered. Wait, did you say Kadoc? Kadoc? What are you talking about? So do you mean Kadoc's in the stormwater right now? And he's in the infirmary. Alright, I completely slipped my mind. We have Kadoc in custody right now. Wieder. Das zweite Mal schon. It's right before we were about to make our way to the altar. Don't worry, you've got nothing to fear of me. I'm not carrying any NFF service weapons with me. I simply have a delivery for you. This delivery is not from me as a disciple of the foreign god. Rather, it is from Rasputin, or at least what remains of the heroic spirit within me. Hey! Take care of Kadoc for me, would you? That mischievous grandduchess were more worried about someone else's future than her own safety. So rather than letting him die, I thought I should at least give him a fighting chance. But do let him know that this was a one-time only occurrence. I won't be lifting a finger to help him again, not even if I should happen to see wild dogs eating him alive. Soll es irgendeine Anspielung sein, was irgendwann mal passiert? True frisst ihn? And just like that, he dropped Kadoc right where he stood and left him. He was covered in blood and obviously in critical condition, so we got him to the infirmary right away. By the way, time we got out to collect him, Rasputin was already long gone. They say Kadoc is still in a coma. We are not sure what will happen next to him. According to Nemo's nurse diagnosis, we need to keep him in the recovery pod for several months. But once he is fully recovered, mark my words, I'll be grilling him for every bit of info he's got. Well, don't forget, Kadoc's not the only one who needs to rest, Gordy. We should all use a good long sleep. Yes, very true. Between Atlantis and Olympus, we have completed our largest and most tiring operation to date. While we may indeed have our work cut out for us, I think we've more than earned the right to take some time to rest and recover. You said it. Okay, Maximesh, I'd like to say a little something too. Congratulations on resolving the 5th Lostbelt. Like we said, we definitely still have our works cut out for us, but you don't have to worry about that yet. Right now, your only job is to get some rest. We can talk turkey over what comes next, once Holmes is back to his old self. Alright, that's all from me for now. Great work, you two. You did great. Oh, großartig. Großartig für Opfer. Senpai, could I talk to you just a little bit before we go back to our rooms? Thank you, Senpai. I was just wondering something. What do you make of the foreign god of you, Olga Marie? I know Holmes thinks she's an imposter who only looks like the director Olga Marie, but I can't help but think. Me too. Right? I don't have anything concrete I can point to explain it, but I felt the same way. There's just something about you, Olga Marie, that tells me she's the same you, Olga, we know. Yeah, that makes this an even bigger concern. Huh? What do you mean? Well, now we've got to figure out how we're going to save him. Oh, süß. Right, that's exactly right, Master. I know we still have a lot to do about what we can do and what we should do. But if your goal is to save her rather than defeat her, I'm more than willing to fight. Viel zu gutherzig. Aber nur gut. Oh, der Feisteschein. Now for the enter back here. Guess even the servant's life's full of surprises. So what happened to the foreign god? How come she locked herself up in the workshop as soon as we've got here? She sure settled down quick for all that heavy braving she was doing. What's the deal? She having fucking thoughts after one of the earthlings she treated like fleas managed to cut her? Try to be understanding. She couldn't help but be surprised when something she considered merely part of the scenery decided to attack her. If a people laying on the ground jumped up and slashed you at out of nowhere, wouldn't you be shocked too? Suppose so. Well, I'd lose my shit if an eggplant I was having for breakfast suddenly came at me with a sledgehammer. Guess it's a lot like how some people are scared of bees. So what? Does mean Kirshida's serious light thing actually... Of course it didn't actually hurt the foreign god. Why didn't even come close to breaking her skin? But the fact that there were beings willing to attack her at all made her stop and rethink her approach. She's currently using this terminal to review human history, even if she doesn't seem very happy about it. You know, in a sense Kishida saved our lives as well. Thanks to him, the foreign god is now willing to let us stay on as her disciples. Never mind that we've lost contact with Limbo for the moment. Huh? And the foreign god supposed to be all powerful or some such? What would she still be needing us for? I'm getting to that. You see, there are two surprising things the foreign god learned from these events. The fact that there are insects on this world willing to attack her, reckless and meaningless, as those attempts may be, and that there exists a lance of light capable of burning down the tree of emptiness. She'd like you to go investigate the ladder and destroy it, of course. She says she'll teleport you there as soon as she's ready. Not so, well, can't be any worse than there. No telling when she is placed up and disappear anyway. So, how about you? You gonna stay as an escort? No, I'll be heading out shortly myself. The foreign god desires a more durable vessel than the one she has now. Now she's sending me out to pursue one. Ain't she plenty strong as she is? Well, it's even possible to make a strong spirit rush anywhere on Earth, right? So we're gonna find one better than what she's already got. Not to worry, I already just have the place in mind. You see, the machine gods of Atlantis aren't the only foreign beings who made their way to this planet in ages long past. There's a golden sea of trees in the belly of the underworld, known as Xibalba, that is the home to an enormous beast. It slumbers in our world where Alaya is stable, and it wriggles to life, a world where Gaia shows itself. I speak of course of the ultimate one, a being who came out from the Ord Cloud. Das wird immer düster. Das wird immer düsterer. Also, sie suchen einen anderen Körper. Einen noch mächtigeren Körper. Und das im goldenen See. Na gut, ganz sicher der 7. Lostbelt. Hey, you up now? Oh good, you are. There's something you ought to see. I went back and forth on whether to bring this to you, but ultimately I thought you deserved to see it. Sorry to spring this on you when you're still tired, but I didn't think it could wait. So, what is there to see? A video file from the God Destroyer Alliance base. According to the timestamp, it was recorded after you guys took Demeter out. We are not sure exactly when it was sent, but it looks like it was right before you guys left the Great Orbital Shrine. I don't know how they pulled it off, but the file is in the exact same format we use at Chaldea. Man, Olympian tech never ceases to impress me. Anyway, I already sent the file over to your personal terminal. We already watched it ourselves, but I'm not gonna demand you to do the same. Whether you do or not is totally up to you. Though I will say that Goredofl decided to designate them as Mia after watching it himself. Said something along the lines of, "We can't confirm that as, so who's to say they won't come back to us again someday." Mia. Macarius, Adele. Das I weiß ich gerade nicht, aber Macaris und Adele definitiv. Like director, like field team, I guess. But hey, who am I to judge? We could all stand to get a little sentimental now and then. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say for now. Later! Good, the camera's working fine. Testing, testing. Good, no problem with audio either. Okay, I'm all set for record. Now I just gotta make sure no one sees me. It's not that I want to cause any fighting, but every organization needs to perform an internal review sometimes. And while the God Destroyer Alliance might not have many members, it's an organization. We should know how everyone really feels. I don't like the idea of us separately filming them, but then again, Edison said it was perfectly normal. Edison, der ist ja auch gegen alle Menschenrechte. So kennen wir ihn. Anyway, this would be for the reference, nothing more. Macaris, where are you? I could have sworn he was around here. Maybe he's in a private room. Ah. Huh? What's up here, Adele? Something the matter? I want to ask Macaris to help me something, but I can't find him anywhere. Huh? Gotcha. Maybe I could help instead. I appreciate the offer, but it's okay. You see, I wanted to ask him to find you in UN Mesh Clinonomia. Right, yeah. I probably couldn't be much help with that. Not exactly my area of expertise. Well, I wouldn't say Macaris and I are experts either. Maybe not. But how many years have guys been fiddling with that stuff? 1,000 or so. Alright. I guess in other words, that would make us experts, huh? You can say that again. I see your point. There you are, sister. Hey, Musashi. Oh, good. Listen, Macaris. You want me to find you in the Clinomia, right? I'll take care of it. Gotta make sure there won't be any effective after effects and such after all. Anyway, on a different subject, can I ask you something? Huh? What is it? Well, I was just wondering what you think of the Chaldeans. What do you mean? They are comrades in arms. They've been invaluable to our alliance. How about you, Musashi? Good question. Maybe travel companions? No, that's not quite right. I honestly don't know much about Holmes. I've barely even talked to any of the other staff either. But I do love Maxie. And Mesh too, of course. Really, I just loved them both up to bits. Oh my. At first, I didn't really know anyone besides Maxie. And my first impression of Mesh was basically that she seemed really earnest. But then, once I saw how she fought, I got it. The whole reason Max is able to live the way he does is because he'd been with her all this time. Once I figured that out, well, I just fell in love with Mesh. Now I can't help but smile whenever I see her and Maxie doing their best together. That's so touching. I just love that sort of thing. You think? I didn't really get the P myself. Anyway, next question. Are there any requests you'd like to make to them? Maybe something you feel like they could be doing better? Huh? What kind of question is that? You do some kind of performance review thing? Of course not. I'm just making conversation. I wasn't asking for any particular reason. Nope. Oh, really? Okay, if you say so. Anyway, let's see. Something I'd like to request from them. I guess I'd like them to do all the living I won't be a... Huh? Oh, on second thought, just forget that one. Here, let me try again. I think what I'd like to request from them is that they live happy lives. What kind of answer is that? That's not even a request. I want them to live as long as happy together as possible, as that they never have to go through any pain of hardship. That's the one and only request I have for them. Well, that was helpful. Huh? You really do love those two, don't you? Absolutely. Like I said, I love them to pieces. So what do you two? What do you think of Mesh and Maxie? Us? You're the only other ones here, aren't you? Well, we definitely couldn't have beaten Demeter without them. In fact, the Alliance never actually managed to destroy a single god until they came along. So, I like them, personally, and I just don't mean as comrades or alliance members. Sister! We've met them while we were in the middle of fighting a war. I even think we could have been friends. Well, of course you could. Honestly, I thought you were already friends, aren't you? I'm not sure. I hope so. Well, I could have sworn you were, so, I've got it. Somebody marked it out. Because this girl just had herself a fantastic idea. Where'd it come from? And what is the idea anyway? I'm so glad you asked. Like I said, it's fantastic. My idea is, once Operation God Destroyer is well and truly done, we should have a party to celebrate. One with lots of yummy food. You're right. That does sound lovely. Sure, but it only works if the operation goes off without a hitch. We don't have any casualties and we have enough time to put something like that together. So I'm not sure it's gonna go great. We're gonna make it so great. Good point. I mean, the plan is for the operations to work out as intended, so why not? Then I have to start thinking of what to make for the occasion. Now, what will be a good for a party? Udon, definitely udon. For the rest, we have to go asking everyone else what their favorite foods are. Oh, we definitely have to get Goredofl to make special omelets. This party is going to be so much fun. Just you wait. Irgendwann. Irgendwann. In irgendeiner Welt vielleicht. Die Interstellar Mountain City of Olympus. Kosmos. Denal. Und damit als kleine Belohnung, oder sagen wir lieber große Belohnung, ein heiliger Gral. Servant Profile Super Run has been updated. Oh cool, eigentlich wieso? Candice has been updated, Rumbles Cuisine has been updated, Maricard has been updated, oh, die ganzen coolen Leute. Und als finales Geschenk Together Tomorrow. Oh, I have a great idea. It's a superb idea with no strings attached whatsoever. If Operation God Destroyer goes as planned and we all come unscattered, let's hold a banquet with plenty of delicious food. While victory is achieved, the promise could not be fulfilled. This is a record of the past. This is dazzling memories that remain within your heart. And yet, if such a future was possible, you humans would surely look at the scene and use it as your strength to rise up. Just like a certain ordinary master who managed to achieve so many possible things, as to rest inside a coffin of uncertainty and the void. Eine Welt, die wir uns definitiv gewünscht hätten. Eine Welt, in der wir gefeiert hätten, in der selbst Woodtime irgendwie unser Freund geworden wäre. Puh, liebe Leute. Olympus. Also, was sagen wir mal zu diesem Abenteuer? Erstmal, schön, dass wir endlich die Sachen hier farmen können. Also, Fake oder Olympus ist schwer. Ich muss es noch ein bisschen sacken lassen, aber man kann sich darüber streiten, dass es vielleicht das beste Kapitel war, was wir jemals in Fake oder war. Es war mit Abstand das umfangreichste. Also selbst wenn man jetzt Atlantis und Olympus wirklich als zwei separate Kapitel sieht, war es trotzdem ein wirkliches riesiges Kapitel mit Umfang. Olympus wie mit Abstand das mit den meisten Textdingern. Und ich glaube, Babylonia ist dann eben nicht ziemlich nah dran. Und Babylonia ist auch der einzige Kandidat, der wirklich an das rankommt. Wenn wir Atlantis und Olympus, würde ich sagen, als eins sehen, dann würde ich sagen, es ist das Beste. Und so, wie gesagt, muss ich es noch ein bisschen auf mich sacken lassen, ob es das beste Kapitel ever war. Ja, storytechnisch, ich muss sagen, es war zwar ein bisschen simpel, vom Aufbau wieder her. Hat jetzt nicht dieses schöne, wie gesagt, deswegen war halt Shinjuku immer so geil, weil es also diese ganzen Etappen hatte und einfach so diese Spinnennetze, in denen wir mal reinlaufen. Aber es war ein phänomenales Kapitel. Es war mit Abstand, also wirklich von der Inszenierung so top, besonders wenn man es halt mit den ersten Singularitäten vergleicht. Wirklich ein großartiges Spektakel mit Musashi, der Black Barrel, hier das mit Romulus. Wie das alles inszeniert war, das war so mega gut. Und bitte mehr davon. Musikalisch gibt es einige sehr geile Soundtrack-Stücke, das Battle Theme, allein das Quirinius Theme, weil Zeus haben wir das geklaut, das Theme. Kenne die ganzen Bossfight-Filme, das Black Barrel-Film, eines der epischen überhaupt. Und ja. Die Bosse wurden wirklich mega geil gemacht, weil halt einfach diese einfach wirklich Monster waren. Das war nicht so wie früher, okay, du hast einen Servant bei den Leben. Es ist halt einfach ein Gott, der halt einfach mal so statt mit Millionen Menschen einfach mal so random auslöscht. Und Demeter und Aphrodite waren echt geile Kämpfe. Zeus leider nicht. Zeus war ein richtiger Kackfight und ich hate diesen Fight. Aber nun gut, das war auch meine Schuld, dass ich schlecht war. Es gab wirklich spektakuläre Fights und ich finde, der Fight gegen Kirishima war wirklich einer der best aufgebauteste Fight in Fate Grand Order und meines Erachtens der beste Fight, den wir jemals hatten. Scheiß auf Goefia, alles was wir bis dato hatten, das war mit Abstand der beste Fight. Wirklich, so lange aufgebaut. Das ist ja wirklich erst das, was ich an dem am besten fand. So oder so, ich meine klar, er führt nun in Lostbelt 6 der Story Arc, aber ich fand nichts, was wir bis dato in Fate Grand Order hatten, hat sich so fantastisch aufgebaut wie Lostbelt 5. Seit der zweite Lostbelt begonnen hat, wurde immer wieder angekündigt, ey, Kirishima der Anführer, Crypter, er ist der Typ. Ophelia, klar, ist ihm verliebt, Kadoc ist neidisch auf ihn. Selbst mit Akuta ist irgendwie klargekommen, Pepe bewundert ihn und der Typ ist halt einfach so allmächtig, Mann. Und dann im Atlantis zeigt uns einfach mal, bam, okay, ich kann euch mit einem Move auslöschen. Und so hat sich halt dieses Bild des ultimativen Wesens aufgebaut. Und dieser Fight gegen ihn, das war nicht der schwerste Fight, aber es war wirklich ein fantastisch inszenierter Fight. Und das ist eigentlich das Schönste. Es geht nicht immer darum, dass die Kämpfe ultimativ schwer sind, weil es gibt immer diese Szenen, wo Mesh diesen Kampf solot. Aber es war ein fantastisch inszenierter Fight. Es war auch mit Abstand der schwerste von allen Kapiteln bis jetzt. Ich würde sagen, der Fight mit Limbo und Arjuna war noch ein bisschen schlimmer. Aber ansonsten war es vielleicht, hat es die härtesten Fights gehabt. Mich wundert, dass wir Demeter und Aphrodite so gut hinbekommen haben. Dafür lief es bei Zeus dann halt furchtbar. Auch Fights gegen Canis und so mega gut. Es hat sehr viel für zukünftige Kapitel gemacht. Dafür war jetzt nochmal das Ende hier. Also besonders in Lostbelt 5.5, den wir dieses Jahr noch bekommen hat, ist eingearbeitet. Und natürlich dann in Lostbelt 6. Beryl ist nun offiziell zur meistgehassteten Person nach Karma aufgestiegen im Fate-Universum. OG ist da, also Fate Strange Fake ist da. Das ist so das Triumvirat der furchtbarsten Personen. Ich sag's immer wieder, das Highlight dieses Kapitels, also ich find's schön, obwohl das so lang war, dass wirklich die Servants hier waren, alle eine Rolle gespielt haben. Das ist ja etwas, was wir zum Beispiel in Lostbelt 4 und Lostbelt 3 oft kritisiert haben und auch teilweise in Atlantis, nämlich dass einfach Servants genommen wurden und keine Rolle hatten. Wie gesagt, ich denke an Morded in Lostbelt 4. Keine, Lostbelt 3, keine Relevanz, komplett keine, hätte man komplett raussteigen können. Nether, auch komplett weg, hätte man nicht gebraucht. Im letzten, bis er Chio, auch wenn Chio in Ordnung ist. Und hier war es einfach so, die wenigen Charaktere, die da waren, jeder hatte eine Rolle. Seien es jetzt selbst nur die KI-gesteuerten Wesen, die sind alle immer gut zum Tragen gekommen. Was ich mir gewünscht hätte, dass man nicht sagt, dass er KI, sondern irgendwie, dass sie ihre Spirit-Formen irgendwie Programme gemacht hätte, hätte es ein bisschen, finde ich, emotionaler gemacht. Dann natürlich dann hier die Tatsache, Canis, wie gesagt, super. Also ich muss sagen, Canis, als sie das erste Mal kam, dachte ich mir, oh mein Gott, was für ein unsympathisches Ding. Da fand ich sie einfach cool und arrogant und sexy. Und jetzt muss ich echt sagen, Leute, man, Kirishima Servant einfach mal. Ich traue mich eigentlich gar nicht, sie zu nutzen, man. Ich glaube, ich muss sie graden, liebe Leute. Wenn ich ein paar mehr Kopien von ihr bekommen hätte, würde ich sie vielleicht graden. Too much great Lancers. Ja. Und wo geht's weiter? Die Götter, cool, wie gesagt, alles mit der ganzen Dynamik, wie gesagt, dass diese Wesen war, diese allmächtigen Wesen. Ich fand auch Zeus, fand ich so imposant, ich fand den Typen so cool. Auch sein Auftreten, seine Musik, seine Inszenierung, aber auch, wie gesagt, irgendwie seine Begründung fand ich gut. Ich fand die Beziehung zwischen ihm und Woodtime gut, zu dem wir nochmal kommen. Die Fallen God-Ankunft war geil inszeniert, ein bisschen unspektakulär. Muss ich jetzt sagen, ist es halt nur ausgegangen, aber dafür halt mit der eine der emotionalsten Szenen überhaupt. Ich muss sagen, ich kann mich, also wie gesagt, hin und wieder flößt schon mal so eine kleine Träne bei Skadi oder bei, was in Lost 4, bei Super Ryan. Aber wirklich, wo ich jetzt wirklich, also mich nicht mehr beherrschen konnte, das hat man ja leider gemerkt, das war eigentlich nur hier bei Paxi und bei Gil damals, als er sich geopfert hat in Babylona. Das waren so die Szenen und das alleine, diese Momente sind die man nicht vergisst. Musashi, wie gesagt, und alles mögliche. Es gab so viele gute Sachen. Und dann das Highlight definitiv Woodtime. Woodtime, der beste menschliche Charakter, den wir im Fate-Universum haben. So ein großartiger Kerl. Einfach scheiß auf sich selbst, scheiß auf alles andere. Ob er stirbt, ob er lebt, ist es ihm so egal. Er will einfach nur auf seine Art und Weise die Menschheit verbessern. Und wenn ein Fallen God kommt, wenn Bestien kommen, wenn Katastrophen kommen, wenn die Planeten selbst sich gegen uns wehrt, dann sollen die Menschen selber diesen bezwingen. Und das war sein Wunsch. Ein Wunsch, der leider nicht in Erfüllung gegangen ist. Doch trotzdem, die Sache, die er sich gewünscht hat, nämlich einfach einem Fremden das Leben zu retten. Das, was dieses kleine Kind für ihn getan hat, hat er nun auch für uns getan. Wood, dein Opfer wird definitiv nicht vergessen. Pippe wird definitiv ist auch nicht ganz glücklich und wird Beryl hier verfolgen. Und wir haben natürlich auch das Ziel. Ladies and Gentlemen, das war der zumindest mit Abstand pompöseste Lostbelt Olympus und ein spektakuläres Kapitel. Bald geht es weiter, doch ihr seht diesen Punkt. Eine Anomalie, die uns hier erwartet. Lostbelt 5.5 wird uns erwarten. Und der Asher Doman, der Caster of Limbo, wird nun endlich zu seiner gerechten Strafe führen. Das Monster von Shimosa wird unser nächster Gegner sein, bevor wir dann schließlich im 6. Lostbelt kommen und schließlich Beryl ein für alle Mal hier rächen werden. Denn für Woodtime gehen wir bis in die Hölle. Liebe Leute, das war Olympus. Ich hatte auch ein bisschen viel Spaß. Lancelot, definitiv einer meiner MVPs in dem Kapitel. Und ich würde sagen, ich verabschiede mich. Haut rein, vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Auf Wiedersehen, ciao.